Lawmakers are in the middle of a marathon session at the state capitol, and one group of bills is turning heads on both sides of the aisle. Republicans are pushing more than a dozen election-related bills after former President Donald Trump's narrow defeat in Wisconsin. Several are focused on restricting absentee voting. New at 6, Capitol Bureau Chief A.J. Bayapor has you covered on the votes that did and did not end up happening.
The Wisconsin Senate has 5 election-related bills on the calendar Wednesday. It ends up voting on 3 of them. Democrats slam all of the bills.
If you can't beat them, cheat them. And I think let's face the facts. That's what is happening across the country right now.
GOP supporters say the restrictions add clarity to the voting process.
Our goal is to get consistent, equal protection and uniform approaches to our election issues. And I think that's a very admirable and appropriate role for us.
The Senate passes a bill that would require people who are indefinitely confined to show voter ID to request an absentee ballot each election cycle. Currently, they only need to do that once. 2 Republicans vote no, including Elections Committee Chair Kathy Bernier, but it passes 18-14. On a voice vote, the Senate passes a bill limiting drop boxes. It was amended to allow cities with more than 70,000 people to place up to 4 drop boxes instead of just 1. And on a party line vote, Republicans pass a bill making it a crime for nursing home workers to influence whether a resident chooses to vote.
You take a vacation from April 15th to the rest of the year, and then you bring up these charges of voter fraud based on a president of the United States, a former president, that is a fraud and is un-American.
This is a bipartisan issue. Believe me, you can say for one reason or another there's skepticism, but overall, there's skepticism on both sides.
As for the 2 other election-related bills that were on the Senate calendar today, one requiring people seeking indefinitely confined status to show a doctor's note, the other creating more paperwork, a separate absentee ballot application. Those 2 were sent back to committee. It is unclear what is in their future other than if they do pass, Governor Evers is almost certain to veto them, just like the 3 bills that did pass here today. Reporting from the state capitol, A.J. Bayapor, 27 News.
Clergy and faith leaders from across the state say they plan to fight the election-related bills. The group of 17 organizations and 88 leaders signed a statement voicing their concerns, saying the legislation is anti-voter.
It's just the idea of putting limits and restrictions on people who are looking to vote. We had a record turnout last year, and there is no evidence of voter fraud at all, and so this is a solution in search of a problem.
Last month, the state's election commission released a report identifying fewer than 3 dozen possible cases of fraud among the 3.3 million ballots cast in the November election.